Hey guys, what's up? I hope everyone's doing well and staying safe this holiday season amidst all the craziness of COVID. And I hope everyone is enjoying themselves. So it's been a while since I posted, but I'm finally done with clinics for now. As some of you guys know, I'm a third-year vet student. And so today I wanted to talk to you about a very important topic of feline enrichment. So what is feline enrichment? Some people don't even know what it is. So basically, when we get a cat, we expect to bring home this perfect little fuzzy animal that just wants to snuggle with us all day. And that's, not always what ends up happening. So, we kind of have expectations, and those can tend to clash. Sorry, my dogs are fighting. Kind of clash with the cat's expectations and cat's natural behaviors. So basically, feline enrichment is a way for us to meet our cats halfway and allow them to express their natural behaviors while allowing us to still be happy with them as a pet and enjoy them. So my first tip is to provide visual stimulation. So this might seem obvious, but I do have some creative ways to do this. So what I like to do with my cats is to provide a space where they can basically sit in front of a window, especially if you have like squirrels running around in trees outside or bird feeders, and allow them to just watch wildlife in their natural habitat. That can be very entertaining for a lot of kitties. And if you have a cat condo, or a cat tree, you can even put that right in front of the window, and they can just kind of sit there and watch the wildlife run around. And now visual stimulation is very important for cats. It's one of their major senses, and it's how they hunt their prey in the wild. And so it is a natural behavior that they need to stay in touch with. So this can help prevent a lot of boredom behaviors, which can lead to like self-destructive behaviors or destruction of your household, things like that. So by keeping our kitties entertained and happy, we can stay happy as well. Another idea is to have an aquarium and let your kitties watch the fish swim around. Now, you have to be careful with this one because we don't want the kitties to get a hold of the fish. But if you can find a place to put a fish tank where it's up out of the way and your kitties can still enjoy it, that can be very entertaining. Lastly, in the digital age that we live in, there are even kitty shows nowadays where cats can actually watch TV. Now, not every cat will take to this. My cats don't actually watch TV, but you can, it's worth a try. There's even some apps out there where kitties can kind of play and swipe at little fish and bugs, things like that. My cats did actually like those games for a certain period of time, so also worth a try. Next tip is to have fun with treats. So as we all know, American cats and cats all over the world, really, house cats, have a problem with weight typically. And so oftentimes we just offer them treats without thinking, and we just want to make them happy. But we can actually use treats as a way to provide some stimulation and some entertainment for them. And it's actually more fun for them when we make it a little bit of a challenge. So what you can do is you can buy foraging toys, such as Kong toys that are shaped like little balls that you can hide their treats in. Or you can even make your own foraging toys at home. And usually we think of these as dog toys, but they're not necessarily dog toys. You can use these for your cats as well. A lot of times we think that cats, don't like to do the same things as dogs, but sometimes they do. Like, they do like to actually look for their treats and hunt for their treats. It stimulates their prey drive and their natural instincts, and it keeps their mind stimulated because a lot of the time they're just laying around sleeping all day. So that is one way to do it. There's tons of DIY cat foraging toy tricks on the internet, or just DIY cat toys in general, so you don't necessarily have to go out and spend a lot of money on this. One tip is you can actually take a toilet paper roll, you can fold in the ends and cut a little hole out and put their treats inside, and then they can kind of search for the toy and the treat and roll it around and have fun with it that way. So that is one way you can do it. Another thing you can do is you can also try placing their treats in various little places around your home where the cat likes to go, such as like a windowsill, a cat tree, spots that they lay in, and kind of hide the treats in there and allow them to search for those treats. So that is another way to do that. You have endless options. Get creative with it. So another tip. Cats love water, as we all know, I'm sure. So let them play with water. It's a free, it's a natural toy, and water is great for cats. Actually, there have been studies that show that the more water cats intake, it has been proven to decrease the incidence of urinary problems. So the more water your cats can drink, the better. I personally like to leave my cats a variety of drinking bowls and mugs in different locations around the house. I like to have them elevated up off the ground because cats like to be elevated, which I can talk more about later. Basically, you can put them on their cat tree, you can put them on like a side table where they're allowed to go. Wherever they're allowed to go, that is like a spot they like to hang out. I like to put like mugs. You can have, they even make cat water fountains, or you can put different variations of bowls because they like the variation and they like to have different things to drink out of. So you can try all of those things. They like to mix it up with a variety. And another thing you can do, like I mentioned, they love running water. So the fountains are a great option. There's tons of cat fountains on like chewy.com and all over the place. So that's a really great option. Or you can just kind of allow them to play in your bathtub for a little while. Or you can just basically kind of turn the running water into a playtime activity rather than just drinking. Like, it's great if they're drinking it, but also if you can get them to play and move around, that's fantastic. So, you know, water, it's amazing. And actually, I've never tried this, but I saw this tip recently. I'm gonna try it. I'll let you know how it works out. You can buy like waterproof wind-up toys or little floating balls or floating fish type toys and put it in a full sink and like kind of let your cat go fish for those items. So I thought that would be a really fun idea. My next tip, so this is probably the most important tip for cat owners, is providing your cat vertical space. So we all kind of know what vertical space is, I would assume. So basically allowing them to elevate themselves off the ground where they feel safe. When cats are up high, it allows them to feel safe and secure. So that is super important for your cat, and that goes for, you know, anywhere they go. So another tip is like if you're taking your cat to the vet. If you have your cat in your cat carrier and they're confined, it makes them feel uneasy, they can't go anywhere, don't set them on the ground. Make sure you set them up higher. Now make sure their carrier isn't like a soft one where they can roll off, and make sure you're watching them when you set them up high. But you do want to keep them elevated at a higher place, especially if they're around dogs and things like that. They don't feel safe being on the floor. And especially if you live with dogs, then your cats really need to have spaces where they can go and escape from dogs or kids or anything that might make them feel uneasy. You can actually even, so you can very simply do this by just providing them little cat trees, or nowadays they have those little beds with the window clings you can put on your window. There's tons and tons of options, but you can also build vertical space into your walls if that's something you're interested in. So what you can actually do is, it's called cat superhighways, and not everyone has the time or the space or the energy or the money to do this, but you can actually build vertical space into your home by just installing kind of shelving units continuously throughout your house in a fashion that your cat doesn't even have to touch the floor to navigate your home. So the key would be to do this along pathways where your cat normally travels, like to and from the litter box, to and from the food bowl, things like that. But you can, even if you can't do it around your whole house, like if you can just do it in certain areas where they like to hang out, that's fantastic. So providing vertical space for your kitty friends is super important. It makes them feel safe, it makes them feel happy. It gives them kind of that zone where they can go and escape. and relax and unwind. Okay, next tip, catnip. So everyone knows what catnip is. I don't know if everyone knows that the secret lies within the oil called nepentolactone, which is what makes the cats have the response. It's an herb and it's a cousin to basil and oregano. About 1 in every 2 cats will be sensitive to catnip. So it doesn't have an effect on every cat. But that being said, make sure you do it the right way to know if your cat really likes it. So you can buy catnip or cat grass online at your grocery store. You can pretty much find it anywhere. It's not super expensive. I usually pick some up at our local grocery store and it's like a couple dollars for a little bag. You can get it in like shakers or you can get it in a little package, but the key is to, when you put the catnip on a surface, so like I like to put mine on a cat tree, you really need to crush it and rub it around, and that releases the oils in the catnip and releases the odors that are going to stimulate your cat. If you don't crush it and rub it, it might not have the desired effect on your cat. So why cats like catnip and cat grass is because it supplements their need for roughage in their diet. So they actually do need some roughage in their diet, and this kind of satiates that need. Another idea for this is you can actually create a catnip marinade, and you can get a little bin with a lid, and then you can put all of their toys in that bin and put the catnip in there and sprinkle it around and shake it around and allow it to just sit with the lid on for about a day or so, and then let all of those odors absorb into the catnip or into the toys, and then there you go, you have a bunch of catnip toys that have been marinated for your kitty friend. Another important point going off that subject is that you would probably have to redo this pretty often. Catnip does tend to lose its scents and its appeal pretty quickly, so I would say like once a day you would probably have to refresh your cat's catnip if you're sprinkling it around. If you do the marinade idea, it might last a little bit longer, like maybe a week or so, depending on how often they're playing with the toys, but just keep that in mind. If they're losing interest in it, the catnip smell is probably wearing off. So catnip can also be a powerful training aid. If you have problems where your kitty likes to scratch your couch, scratch anything in your house, what you can do, you can set a little cat post. Even if you can't buy a full-on cat condo, like you can kind of see mine there, that has like a scratch post and a little bed area, it has their food bowls on it. But even if you can't buy like a big cat condo, because those can be like a little pricey, you can get them a little scratch pad. They have these like at Walmart or the grocery store, like a little horizontal scratch pad. Or you can just get them one of those square scratching posts with like one little post, and you can rub some catnip on that and set it near whatever the area is that they're scratching. So that's definitely worth a try as well. So catnip, not only great for, you know, providing some fun and some entertainment for your kitties, it also supplements their need for roughage, and it can be a great training tool. So we talked about this a little bit so far, but toys are really important for our kitty friends. And, you know, I don't think we usually think of cats as like, oh, I'm gonna get my cat a toy. I mean, maybe some of us do, like crazy cat ladies, but, you know, cats actually love toys. So the type of toys you want to go for are going to be more of the type of toys, they call them dragonflies, where they kind of have erratic movements and they kind of mimic birds or things that fly. So those would be things on a string with like a little mouse at the end, things that you can kind of, like usually has a wand, a little string. Okay, so feline flyers or dragonflies, they have a little wand and then a string or like a wire or something like that. Just make sure it's kitty safe, and then they have a little toy at the end. Some of the cats like to eat the feathers, so be careful. And this one makes noise too, but you can kind of see how they have erratic movements. My cat's already sitting here right now. So these toys, and not all cats like the ones with the sound, so you just have to find out what your cat likes. It's just a matter of getting to know your kitty. But you want something that kind of mimics what a bird would do in the wild, or like this has a mouse and you can kind of pull it along the floor. And it's the way you use the toy too. So you might have to play around with it a little bit, get to know what your cat likes, and make sure you keep these out of reach when you're not home, because some cats like to eat these strings. So basically this stimulates your cat's prey drive once again and allows them, cats are hunters and they want to hunt, they want to find things. That's what they would do in the wild. So this allows them to get in touch with kind of those senses. Another thing you can try, this is a little noisy, but you can get some plastic balls and put them in the bathtub and allow your cat to kind of bat them around. Well, it's a little noisy, but some cats really do like that as well. And so a lot of these activities can just kind of stimulate the bond between you and your cat and engage them in an activity. It can help with exercise, it can help with weight loss, and it just really helps strengthen the bond and give your kitty some good entertainment. Also, a very, very, very simple, cheap toy that you can provide for your cats is different things made of paper. Now you have to be a little careful with this because some cats like to eat certain types of paper, but cardboard boxes, newspaper, paper towel rolls, they like to bat those around, or just a crumpled up ball of paper. You don't have to go out and spend a bunch of money on a bunch of cute toys. Some cats just love like a ball of paper or just batting around a toilet paper roll. So, some of the best things in life really are free. So one of the big things on the list, so the last thing I'm going to talk about is scratching. So I don't know if everyone knows this, but cats' claws are a major defense mechanism for them. That is their primary defense, and they provide them with a sense of safety and comfort and security. And so scratching is a very natural, very important behavior for cats, and they must scratch. They actually need to scratch to stretch their muscles, to shed their old cuticles, to sharpen their nails, and to leave their scent around. Having their scent around them actually provides a sense of comfort for them and allows them to feel that the place is their own. So cats will actually do something called scent soaking, and that's where they kind of lay in an area or sit in an area all the time, and they allow their scents to soak into that area, and it provides a sense of comfort for them. And scratching actually does the same thing. So it is important, and it is a crucial behavior for them. So I think we need to understand that when we're adopting cats. There might be kind of like a disconnect with people adopting cats and not fully being informed that this is a behavior cats have to do. We can provide ways to do it for them that it's appropriate and that it's, not going to ruin our home, and that they can still be happy and we can still be happy, but it takes some work and it is what it is. So that being said, cats like to scratch as they enter and leave a room. So you need to provide a variety of scratching posts in a variety of locations around your house. So especially when they enter and exit a room, have something there, and have things along their ways that they travel. So like I mentioned earlier, on their way to the litter box, on their way to the food bowl, what have you, have scratching posts on their ways that they travel and where they like to hang out. And you want to provide a variety, so you could have like a cat tree in one area, a scratch pad in another area, a post in another area. They even have those door hanging ones that are pretty inexpensive too, and you can hang them on like a doorknob and they can scratch those. You could rub some catnip on it to get them used to it. So allow the scratching post to be tall enough to allow the cat to stretch while he scratches, and ensure they're sturdy as well, because stretching is an important part of scratching. That's part of the reason why they scratch, is to stretch. And then some cats prefer different materials covering the post. So you might have to try different posts, several different varieties, to see what your cat likes. So don't give up if they don't like the first one you bring home. So those are all of my feline enrichment tips for today. If you guys like this video and you want to hear more, let me know. I think I could probably do like a whole series on feline enrichment. I mean, this is only the tip of the iceberg. So it's a super important topic. It helps us to be happy, helps our kitty friends to be happy, and helps us to all understand each other better. So thank you guys for watching till the end of the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.